Hello guys, how are you doing? I apologize if you hear like scratching sound, like ch-ch, or little tinking noises. I just fed and gave my guinea pigs water. I have a couple updates, and I'm also gonna tell some of the stuff that I got. So about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, around that time, I posted about my grandmother's old TV and how I wanted to get it set up. So I posted on Reddit a video of it, and because it was making like this like ting 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 sound when I turned it on, which is weird because it was just working, like it was tested beforehand. So I was like really frustrated because like what I did was I like reorganized the whole closet, because we don't have like in my old bedroom at my mom's house I used to have like the door, you know what I mean? However, in the house I'm at now, it's like the two doors that open, they slide out, so it's like very wide but it's not very deep. So I cleaned out the bottom-ish, and I had this old Strawberry Shortcake toy box when I was a kid that was re-gifted to me, because I had given it to my cousin, you know, when I got too old, and then I always loved Strawberry Shortcake, but my aunt was like, yeah, I don't want this anymore, have it. She like didn't even use it. I don't even know why your mom gave it to me, or like why I took it. And I was like, well, I mean, if you don't want it anymore and you're not using it, and she's 13 years old, so she's not using a toy box. So I took it and I decided to use it as like a TV stand, because like I said, I wanted to make like a whole nostalgia station or whatever and put like all different things there. And when I was in the hospital, my friend got me a Donkey Kong plushie, which comes from the fact that I absolutely love Donkey Kong 64. I know I'm getting off track, but I guess we could just hang out. We can hang out, right? We could hang out, we could talk as I update, because I'm gonna have some of these items here. It might be a long video, so I don't know. But yeah, he brought me that because I love Donkey Kong. And oh my god, I remember the absolute trouble that I went through trying to get the Donkey Kong game, because growing up I had a Nintendo 64 and I loved it. So sorry, that was my phone going off. I'm just gonna put it on mute. But I had one growing up, and I had like my mom got us a ton of games, and after some time, like my brother got an Xbox 360, and he wasn't really interested in Nintendo, but I loved the Nintendo. I used to like play it all the time. And then, I know this sounds insane, but like my brother and I would put in games and just sit there for ambiance, because we would play with our toys, and sometimes we'd have the video game characters interact with the toys, or we would pretend that they were in the world, but it had to be on to like get us in the atmosphere, you know what I mean? I don't know. And then one day, like I went to go play and I was looking for it, and I asked my mom, and she goes, oh, I don't know where it is. And I kept looking. I was looking for like a really long time, like I'm talking like a year, 2 years. I was looking for it. And then my mom was like, oh, I gave it to your cousin. Who, my cousin, he was like much older than I was. Like when I was like a kid, he was, I think, already in his 20s. So she's like, yeah, I gave it to him because like he had this. Now it is an awesome collection, I gotta say. I'm very inspired by his collection. Is actually the reason why I wanted to get into collecting a lot of these things, because oh my god, he's so cool. He's so cool. But it was like he wanted to collect all of the old systems, and in his house, when you would walk up the stairs, obviously there's the whole wall like in the hallway. He built in a giant shelf that covered the entire wall. it is filled with like hundreds and hundreds of movies, video games, like all that kind. And then on each shelf, I think he was displaying different consoles, and he built each slot for the ones that he wanted, but he wasn't able to get yet, and the Nintendo 64 was one of them. I was devastated. I was distraught. I was like, I've been looking for years. Why didn't you tell me? And she's like, well, I asked you. And I was like, I know you did not ask me, because I would have said no. But apparently my brother said yes. So she took that as the go-ahead. And I was so upset. And I wanted to buy one pre-COVID, by the way, 2019. I found a working one for $20. And I also found the game relatively cheap. Like, I think if I was to buy everything with the now at the time I didn't know about the extension, which I'll explain in a minute. If you know what it is, then you know, but if for those who don't, I will explain. The system, the game, the controllers, all the plugins, and in working condition, everything, I think would have came to $70. And I was like, this is like a really good deal, Mom. Like, I know this is a really good deal. She's like, don't spend your money on something that's so old. Because I was 14 at the time. She's like, don't spend your money on something that's so old. And like, who even knows if you're gonna play? And I'm like, my philosophy financially is, if I'm at the store and I see something, and I either wait if it goes on sale, but I only pay full price for something if I really, really want it, and I think about it for a while. Like, if I'm still thinking about that thing at the store for a month, then I know I want it. You know, I really, really want it. If it's not a necessity, what I usually do, I look up the price online and I put it in a price tracker to see when it goes on sale, if it goes on sale. But like, I'm like, Mom, I wanted this for years. I definitely know that I want it. But then I ended up finding it on the Wii U for $10. Now, was it great to be able to play my favorite game? Yes. The controls were awful though, because they didn't directly translate well with that little giant pad. It was like horrible. Then I got to emulate it on my computer, and I did get pretty far in the game with the emulator. Even though I was very terrible at it, I don't even know how I got that far. And I did, and it probably constituted a lot to the fact that that was, at that point, was COVID, when everybody was quarantined, to the fact that like I was able to get that far. But then when I met my boyfriend, I'm like, oh my god, even Nintendo Switch, like, does it work? He's like, yeah, it's in perfect working condition. Not only is it in perfect working condition, but he has the same controllers I had as a kid. I'm like, this is literally like looking at exactly what I had as a kid. Like, this is insane. And he's like, well, we wanted to give it to my nephews, but you know, I tell my dad no, because he gave away his old PlayStation. I don't know if it was his PlayStation 2 or his PlayStation 3, but he highly regretted it, so he told his dad no, because they just did not appreciate the PlayStation, and I think they destroyed it, which was really heartbreaking, because we know how much those things cost now, and we know how much of a novelty they are, so that was just heartbreaking. I was like, no, please tell your dad, please don't get rid of the TV, and please don't get rid of the system, because he also had like a giant box TV. And I was like, please, I'll do anything. Like, I'll give you any money in the world to be able to have this. Like, I don't care. Because it's in pristine, like, I need you to understand, it is in pristine condition. And then my boyfriend's like, you could have it. Like, just take it. Like, it's not being used by me. It's not being used by anybody else. You could just have it. And it's not like it's leaving the house. It's still with me. And I'm like, okay. So I couldn't find the original Donkey Kong because I couldn't stop thinking about the price that it was pre-COVID. I'm like, $40 for a used game that's not in working condition. Like, they're like, oh, it's questionable quality. I'm not banking my chances on $40. I'm sorry, it's not happening. The one that I got, I think, was $20. I think it is a fake version, like, not like a real version, but I guess at the end of the day, like, it works and I could play it, and that's totally fine by me. And then when I plugged it in, it needed this expansion thing. I forgot exactly what it's called, but the expansion apparently was made for like more like open world games like Donkey Kong, which were harder for the system to do on its own. So you needed this bit, and I'm like, oh my god, now that I'm thinking about it, I do remember this. And I thought it was part of the console because I had never seen it removed, but it's like this little red grate thing that's inserted into the console. I thought it came with it. I thought it was by design. So maybe that would have costed more money back then with the $70, but like if it was $70 for the console and everything back then, it was $70 just for the little piece. It was so hard to find someone who's like, oh, it works. So I ordered it off eBay. Like, I gave in because I'm like I said, if I'm thinking about it for a long time, I'm gonna buy it, even if it's full price. And I'm like, I've been thinking about this for so long, since I was 14 years old. There's no way I'm like giving up this opportunity now. Well, it got lost in the mail, and then they must have like done some stuff, because when, like I said, it's like a hard piece, like it's like a square piece, and there's the grate on the top. It's like a red grate looking thing. Now it lays flat like this. When I opened up the package after it being missing, and I had to put in a submission at the mail, like that it was missing, what item it was, a picture of it and everything, I found it like this. I was so mad. I was like, please work. And it wasn't the buyer's fault. Because what had happened was they lost it in its original packaging, took it out and repackaged it in something else. Because they found it, and they had to like open up the box to see what it was, I guess. I don't know, but they were like, oh, it's not our fault. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's not our fault. I was like, okay. Thankfully it worked. So I have that system and everything like that. So I hooked everything up to the TV, and the TV was the only thing that wouldn't work, and I was so heartbroken. So I thought that the TV that my boyfriend had was much too big, because I measured it and it's a 25-inch wide, but my grandmother's is 20 inches. But I looked into fixing my grandmother's, and it is from 1993. My boyfriend's, however, I think is from, he said he couldn't give me exact date, but he remembers growing up on it. So I'm going to estimate like very, very late 90s, and early 2000s. So I was like, I ended up measuring it, because my problem was like, is it gonna fit in the closet this way? Like, is the back of the TV gonna be too big? Because it just barely fit with my grandmother's. It turns out that they're the same width, so that it will be able to fit in there. However, it's very large. I'm not strong enough to carry it by myself. So my boyfriend and my brother are gonna come, and they're gonna put it in for me. I think what I'm gonna do, though, I think as much as like it is a sentimental item with my grandparents, I'm just gonna give it away. Like, I'm just gonna say, you know, hey, it's for free. It's broken, so, you know, because there's a lot of people, from what I've seen on that Reddit forum, that know how to fix these TVs. But the problem is that they could only diagnose my TV with a video, and they like, you need to open it up to see, and people were like, be careful because it carries high voltage. My brother is the only person I know would be able to do that, because he's an electrician, so he knows like the safety protocols and everything, which he jokingly said he'd probably shock himself anyways. And I was like, yeah, I'd rather leave it to somebody who like legitimately might know what they're doing and might make a hobby out of it. So I just said, whatever, like, I'll just maybe like list it online for free for pickup. Just take it. You want to do something with it, like, go ahead, whatever you want to do, smash it, take care of it, fix it, whatever. Give somebody that opportunity if they can. So that's the update on that. So that will happen. That is a video I've been wanting to make for a long time. I've had like a couple different videos, stuff like playing Donkey Kong on the TV. I wanted to do like watching Avatar, Titanic in the background. I have a ton of old movies. Maybe some like goofier ones, like I have Hot Wheels, which is it's so funny because it is online. I could find it and put it in the description, but if I could find it again. But it's like, I don't remember what it's called. It was like a Hot Wheels TV show, but each episode was like about 40 minutes long. And there's this one scene, and they're like, I don't know, they're like the good guy, like they're all good people, but there's like the tough guys versus the clean rich guys. And he's like, they're like playing music too loud, and they're each guy is on a different side, and they're like brothers, right? And he comes over and he's like saying something to him. I don't remember. And the one guy goes, yeah, and I learned how in prison. It's like the funniest thing. Maybe we could watch it together. I'll do it doing your makeup while it's playing in the background. I don't know, it's like it's so it's like trying to be adult-like but kid-friendly at the same time. So like sometimes the delivery of certain lines is just hysterical because like I was like, bro, what is this guy talking about? Like, you raise cars in other dimensions. And the one guy, I swear he was supposed to be high or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, my brother and I were in love with it, but we didn't have the other episodes. It came with, I think, a racetrack, like a Hot Wheels racetrack that we got, and we did love it as a kid. Like we thought we were like, we're so grown for watching this. And I watched it now and I'm like, oh my god, it's so borderline adult and kids at the same time. Like, it's just so funny. But anyways, yeah, like put stuff like that into the DVD player. But in the end, I went to there's a local thrift store, and I kid you not, when I was in high school and I worked at my aunt's family business, I didn't have a license, and I didn't have a car to drive myself. So she would pick me up and take me, and she would work with me. But she had another job that she's like, you know, like the manager of, and she's like, do you mind, like I have to run by, do you mind just coming with me real quick? I have to be there for like an hour or two to take care of some things that are happening. And I was like, yeah, I don't mind. And I would get home pretty late, but she was like, but I noticed the thrift store, and I was like, is it okay if I just walk over? Because there's like the building and it was like the thrift store right there. And it was a local thrift store, not like Salvation Army or Goodwill. And she's like, oh yeah, go ahead, of course. It's like, I heard it's awesome in there. And it was awesome. I don't know if it's just because it's a local gem, but like it is like the best thrift store I've ever been to. I go into Salvation Army and I can't believe that they're selling some of the stuff there. I try not to shop at Salvation Army because my Salvation Army is just like, they put garbage out, and I'm like, why are we even selling this? Like, is this what we're supposed to put value on? Like, that should have been in the trash. Like broken dishes and like moldy pots and stuff like that. Like, no thanks. But this place is just awesome, and it had all these old TVs lined up on the wall. I kid you not, every single day I went there, I basically spent my whole paycheck. It was really bad. But I found like so many cool items, like my idol, like Buddy Holly. I love Buddy Holly, and Dion specifically. My favorite album of his is Run Around Sue, and I've never been able to find the record with the vinyl. However, I did find the sleeve there, and when I found the sleeve, the lady's like, you do know that there's like no record outside this. I was like, yes, I don't care, I want it because it's Dion and I love Dion. But I do have it on CD, so it kind of, you know, balances out. But it was awesome. So I said to my mom, I was like, you know, maybe we could go check out the thrift store. for the TVs and I just want to see what they have. And she goes, okay. And we went down, and unfortunately they didn't have any TVs, like the old TVs that they used to have, because they used to have like I think it was like a 1960s TV, like, you know, the big box ones with like the wood on the side. It wasn't just the TV, it was like the whole entertainment system. It had these beautiful elegant designs, and it was black and white. Like, that's how you know how old it was. But unfortunately, they, over the years, you know, they must have sold all of them. And granted, I did notice like a spike in like the nostalgia thing. A lot of people are like buying these items that might not have bought them like 4 years ago or whatever. Like, it wasn't trending back then. But we did find a VCR player, and the lady was like, it works, but all we did was it just, something lit up when we turned on. We could go over and test it. So it ended up working when we put a tape in it. And then I got home and I was able to have it work. So I was really excited, because I was like, now I have my Switch, I have my 64, I have my DVD player, and I have my VCR player. So one of the big parts about the VCR player though was my tapes from when I was a kid my mom had. We want to get them all digitalized, so I wanted to be able to do that for my whole family, because I know how and like what I need, but that was one of the issues, is the capture card and a working VCR player that wasn't going to eat the tapes. So I'm really glad that I found that. It was kind of like, even though I didn't find a TV, at least I found a player. But upon measuring the TV in the basement, I think it's all gonna work out. I also wanted to watch Titanic on it, because I hate that they censored, like, my DVD version censored the movie, which kind of makes me mad, because I know that there's like a nude scene, but it's not like dehumanizing, it's not gross, it's not graphic, like, it's, in my eyes, very flattering. It's like he's looking at her with love and appreciation, and that she's just the most beautiful girl in the world, and he's making art about her, and I could understand that from an artist standpoint. When I saw it in theaters around Valentine's Day a couple of years ago, I was like, oh, maybe they're just censoring it because it's in the theater. But when I bought the DVD version and I noticed they censored it, I was like, that's weird. What? I mean, she's still naked. Like, she's still naked in these scenes. It's just weird that they cut out the whole beginning part. When they're like talking to each other. So like, it's like a really big part of the scene that they cut out entirely. And it's only the part where she walks up to him, gives him the coin, and then she lays down. And there's like dialogue before that, and I would only know that as someone who's religiously watched Titanic, my all-time favorite movie. My mom got me another tape because she was afraid that I was gonna wear the other one out. But yeah, that's like the update for all that. I apologize, it's been like 20 minutes of me just blabbering, but I'm not done talking. I guess I'll do 2 videos at the same time, because I feel kind of bad if this video is too long. But I'm gonna stay to the topic, because in that same update period of time, I mentioned about making a little big planet out of plush and out of pipe cleaners. Now, I did get to the part with the pipe cleaners, so this is him so far. And I know this sounds crazy, but these sticking out of his head right here are actually from this part of the body. This is his head. So there is a lot that I've done. Now, don't worry, I did record this. I didn't record this piece. I know you can't really see him, but I will be making a video on this before I get too far. But I'm not going to upload it's like an ASMR tutorial type video. I'm not going to upload those videos until I've completed him, because I want to be able to do like a finished product in the thumbnail, so that people could see exactly, because you could look at this and be like, what the hell is that? But when he's finished, like, it might make more sense. So that's what I plan on doing. But he is very cute, he's very soft. As for the plushie, I've not worked on that yet, but I do have the materials to make it. It's just about making it. So I'm going to take one project at a time. I'm gonna finish him, finish the closet, and then I'll get on to working, especially because there's like the holidays, Mother's Day. I have a trip in the summertime, which I will probably be absent for, so I'll try to like upload something then. It's just been very hectic, a lot of things going on, which is when it's been hard for me to upload. So yeah, I have this, I am working on it, so you guys can expect some cool videos in the future. And not to mention, I did do what I was talking about with the TV, except I just did it on my flat screen TV, which ended up working out because the person who recorded this Little Big Planet playthrough in the background to like I said, when I was a kid, like add ambiance so you could get into the mood of Little Big Planet while watching me make him. But it is really fun to make him. Like, I'm really excited about how he's coming out. It took me a while to figure it out, but when I was like doing all of it, my mom, she asked for an update and she looked at it and I was like, I knew you'd figure it out. It is tough though. I don't know if my tutorials actually be able to help anybody recreate it. Maybe be able to see my process and improve upon it, or just get a general concept of their own idea. And I think I said in the video too, if anybody has any tips, maybe I'll like remake him and maybe make a actual proper tutorial. But as for now, it's just kind of like a video watching me do it so that you kind of see what it is. So that's that. So I'm gonna end the video and I'm gonna do a second one to reveal the items that I have, but I'm gonna be posting these at the same day, so that you're not really missing out on much, because I feel bad if I split it up too far. So that's the update on all of that. I think that's about everything. Oh, he's so soft. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for being so patient, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.